Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Fritz, and we finna chop some samples. So for this newest beat, I decided to sample a classic Outkast record, Two Dope Boys, which I found the original sample for. It's by the Five Stair Steps, Danger, She's a Stranger. And this is one of their classic records. I'm not even going to talk that much into it. I'm going to play the beat first, and then I'm going to break down what I did with it. So this is the second part of the track. I'm going to get into the first part afterwards, but I know most of y'all came to hear the Outkast sample. So here we go. So yeah, y'all get the gist of it. So here's how the sample sounds by itself. And for processing, all I did was lob off the lows and raise a little bit of the highs and high mids, just to give more room for the 808, obviously, like I typically do with samples when I want to use my own bass line. So then for the drum break, this drum break is actually off tempo. So here's what the drum break sounds like in real time. And it's a really short break, but what I did was I slowed it all the way down, and it sounds like this. And it adds like a certain grittiness to it that I really, really rock with. So as far as processing goes, all I did was add Camel Crusher, of course. You really think it's more complicated than that, but I'll play it before and after. Here's what processing. And it really just adds that body, that fullness that old school drum breaks don't typically have to sound more modern. Now we can get into the 808 pattern, and it sounds like this by itself. So I use the 80812, which is of course from the Shy God collection. I know I have a lot of drum kits and I probably shouldn't use the same one over and over, but when you're comfortable with something, especially back during those times, use what you like. As far as the kick 5, I think it's also from the Shy God kit. As far as the chant goes, it's a classic chant that goes in all, trap drum kits. As far as the snare roll, is also from the Shy God kit because I use it all the time. So yeah, pretty much the entire drum kit is from the Shy God kit because when I was working on a project, I pretty much used it for the whole thing. Probably this and like nine other drum kits, but it came out dope. I don't know why I have. You see the weird glitches that happen in FL? So I used all those sounds to complement the slowed down drum break that I used, and it all came together real well. We'll play them both together. And it's real gritty, real dirty and stuff. So now let's look at what else I did. So I did these hi-hats to complement the drum kit, the drum break, and give it a little bit more pop in terms of how loud the hi-hats are. So it sounds like this. And it's just to layer it. And I layered the snare with a snare from the Cardiac kit. Cardiac is an old, I don't want to say old, because it was around like early Rick Ross days. He did some of Rick Ross's early beats, like I think he did Amsterdam or something like that. It was a real dope snare. I'll play it by itself so you can hear what I'm talking about. And it just made the drum kit's snare just pop. And that's all it is. Like when you're doing drum breaks like that, you just want to enhance what's already there and use complementary sounds to bring it out a little bit more. In terms of processing, all it is the wave shaper again. Hold on. And I brought it way up and a little bit of reverb, but I mixed it at 20%. So it's not like fully into it. So we could do it before and after if you want. Here's before, and here's after. So as you can see, it just really brought it to life. Sorry about the fuzziness. I don't know where that's coming from. As y'all can see, I finally bought retro color, so that's cool. Let me turn the follow all the way up. The follow dial is basically, when you have it all the way down, it will play the noise regardless. But if you have it all the way up, it will only play when the sound plays. So as you can see, it's not playing anymore. So remember that knob, the follow knob. I learned that from The Count, another producer called The Count. Shout outs to him. Forgot to mention the lead. So the lead sounds like garbage in this session, but I enhanced it in the Reaper session. But let's listen to it real quick. I know the synth sounds terrible, but it's really just to complement everything, especially with the chorus I came up with in the actual session. So the preset here is called Bygone Era, and it's like a flute / synth, kind of like a piano. I don't know how to, I'm just, I'm cheating, I'm reading the description. And as far as processing goes, to make it sound like crap, RC20, flanges. Oh, I brought out the old school Sound Goodizer. Let's go! I haven't used this since, I don't even know. And the Air Tube, which is just kind of like tube saturation. It's like an old Pro Tools plugin that I managed to bring into FL. But overall, there's one last part here that I brought from the Reaper session. So I tried to do it in FL, but FL doesn't let you move sound waves freely, at least in my thing. Even when I unquantized it, I couldn't get it right. So I brought it into Reaper, in which I sampled Gravel Pit by Wu-Tang Clan. So in the chorus, I was like, all this back and forth, oh my, just stop with all this back and forth, or I will stop it, oh. So then, in the sample, which I'll play in a Reaper session, yeah, it's Future Fritz here. My fault, guys. I tried to capture the audio in Reaper, but for some reason I haven't figured out how to get OBS to capture the audio. So I'm just going to play a snippet of the chorus from the original song, and you guys tell me what you think right now.
All this back and forth, oh my, just stop with all this back and forth, or I will stop it, I'll stop it, just stop with all this back and forth, oh my, just stop with all this back and forth, or I will stop it, I promise you I'll stop it,
Final round.
Yeah, once again, the sample is Gravel Pit by the Wu-Tang Clan. I found an acapella for it, and I sampled Method Man's part at the end of the song. Did all the panning and stuff, and that's how the whole chorus came out. So let's get back to the original video. So the first part I sampled I'm Like a Fish by George Freeman. I believe it came out in 1966. And I will play that beat right now.
That's how much I love you. Darling, you know. That's how much I love you. Darling, you know. To the sea. That's how much I love you. To the sea. That's how much I love you.
First off, I pitched the sample up by 500 cents because the original one is like a super deep baritone, and I wanted it to kind of sound like Chipmunk Soul meets like Dirty 808 pattern. So the drums are pretty much the same. It's just what I did was I did the 808 a little bit different. It's more like just straight one note 808 just to give it that layer, as opposed to the Outkast one, which has a more melodic 808 pattern, and it sounds like this. I use a Vibe 808, which sounds like it has an 808 and a kick in it, and I use the same chant as before. I did a bunch of automation to it, like I did the free love filter. I did the same automation tricks throughout. You know, I automated the cutoff frequencies from the free love filter. I use an old plugin called DB Glitch for the tape stop effect when I was transitioning between samples. Gross beat and effect tricks for little switch ups and stuff. Gross beat for the half speed on a part that ended up not making the final song, and effect tricks for the filter and vinyl effect. Vinyl's kind of like a tape slow effect on effect tricks. There's probably an effect tricks too, but I have no reason to upgrade. So overall, real hard beat. There's a third beat, but I didn't make the third beat. It was a beat made by a producer called David Green, who used to produce out of Florida. And overall, that's the whole beat. If you want to listen to the full song, it's called Fritzo Mode off of From Mattapan with Love by The Absurd Nerds. That's A6SURD Nerds with a Z. Anyway, if you like this breakdown, I got plenty more coming. Rate, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And it's your boy, Mr. Fritz. And we out.